You are an extremely shy and insecure teenage girl who wears a box over your head at all times. You suffers from a strange condition that causes you hate your own face. You genuinely believes that you are the ugliest person to exist on the planet and has to be hidden from people, but your father is really worried about you and he wanted you go to school and talk to children, communicate to people in your school. The school we're about to enroll in is known as Fancy and ᴜᴜ̈y, prestigious private school. You got it because of you got scholarship. In same school there is bad boys gangster known BTS. These boys bullying students no reason. Youngest member of this gang is most handsome with super rich father is ᴜᴜ̈y. He really hates girl and he love bullying, beating, abusing other students. After his parents divorce, ᴜᴜ̈y live with his father. But his father never paid attention to him. His dad always focused on his business, parties, and his girlfriends. That's reason ᴜᴜ̈y hates him so much. He is raised since childhood without the love of his parents. He always feel very lonely and frustrated. When ᴜᴜ̈y was 15-year-old, he left his father's house and started living alone. He earned his own money and living with his own money. On the other side, you hasn't looked yourself in the mirror for over 3 years and has not stepped outside the house. Either you lives with your brother Kai and your father ᴜᴜ̈y. He always worried about your condition. One evening your brother Kai returns home with a bruised elbow and admits shoplifting to save himself from getting in trouble. Kai diverts your father's attention to my sister, a total psycho, because of your condition. You suddenly gets frequent panic attacks and you having difficulty in breathing. When you are anxious, your brother comment hurts you, making it difficult for to breathing. Your dad has gotten used to his reaction over the past years, helps you calm down. You then narrates the story of your life. In your blog you're about how you became an ugly duckling. It may be surprising to people that for the first 13 years of your life you was like any normal person. You had friends, a social life, and was confident about yourself, but then in middle school you fell in love with the most handsome boy in your class. You was so head over head heels for him that one day you confessed your love in front of everyone. However, to your dismay, the boy did not reciprocate your feelings. Instead, he threw your gift to the ground and called you the ugliest girl ever. He even asked you to wear a bag on your head, declaring your face to be a jump scare. All of your classmates followed the guy's lead and called you ugly. The incident was so traumatizing for that you shut out from everyone around you and refused to go to school. Then your dad best to convince you otherwise, but upon realizing that you are facing a real problem, dad let you get homeschooled after that incident. You didn't look at yourself in the mirror for a year and didn't go outside at all. That is until one day was outside the house trying to retrieve a stuck balloon. A stranger approached and offered you help. You immediately put a paper bag over your head to hide your face. At that moment you realized that the most confident you feels is when your face is covered. The position of the bag felt just right, almost as if you had found your soulmate, and hence that day you has never shown your face to anyone. Even the bag turned into a box because it was more sturdy. Your family gets a glimpse of your face sometimes, but you prefers to stay hidden even from them. You hardly allows yourself to look into the mirror. You enjoys most of your time by anonymously talking to people on social media. You feels more unsafe in online, since no one can see each other's faces. And next day your dad goes to your doctor and asks for an instant cure for your sickness. The doctor clarifies that you are not sick, you have a strange condition famously known as hikikomori in Japan. It mainly affects adolescents or young adults who live isolated from the world, locked in their bedroom for days, months, or even years to communicate with anyone. According to the doctor, your case is not that serious because you still talks to your family, which means you have a chance of socializing with other people. You are forced to go out. The only problem is that you are scared. The doctor advises your dad to get you out before you cuts off you with your family. You were having dinner with your family, but your father was a little serious about you. In dinner you uses a straw to eat, refusing to take the box off. In a heavy voice your dad asks you both to listen to him carefully, to you and your little brother. Do not let him talk and assume either he has cancer or he is gay. Your dad puts down both claims and reveals that he wants you to go to school with your brother. Starting tomorrow you thinks your dad is joking and retaliates as he had expected, but this time your dad doesn't give in to your stubbornness and you adamant about his decision. Even Kai exited about this. You declares that you hates him and storms off to your room. You cries for the next hours and nervous about tomorrow. You are certain that everyone will bully you for the box, especially this gang. Still you prefer being bullied to being called ugly. To make you feel better, Kai brings you a new box to replace the old one and offers to help you decorate it. Following that, you takes off the box for the first time and reveals your face that is anything but ugly. Kai assures you that he won't let people make fun of you, but it doesn't make feel you better than the both of you decorate the new box for you. The following morning your dad drives you both to school. While Tai gets out of the car and walks in, you starts to hyperventilate under the box. Your dad plays calming music to help you and motivates you to go in. You apologizes for saying mean things to him last night and thanks him for trying to help you. As soon as you leaves, your father also breaks down crying, worried for you. At the same time, you see the BTS entry in school. All the kids were shouting, making noise, and calling BTS. You just stared at Jungkook and Tae, kept thinking that how can someone be so handsome? The discussion of BTS Ganj is always on social media. All the girls in the school are crazy about BTS. Many girls even believe that BTS is their boyfriend. When people see any girl with Jungkook, then that girl totally harassment by their fans. Even BTS may be gangsters, but because of their looks, style, and rich life, their fans are also like them. You were watching this meeting. You felt so nervous about your looking box on your head. You thinking that what will happen when everyone see me like this, especially BTS. You hold your breath and finally walk into the school. Big bright box on your heads does not go unnoticed. Everyone starts point at you and whisper. Suddenly the noise subsides. Everyone was looking at you in a strange way. So someone is making a video after seeing you, consider you a crazy student. On the other hand, BTS had come to their campus. Then suddenly, a child's foot slips and the water in his glass falls all over Jungkook and Tae's clothes. Tae comes in the sun to dry his clothes, and at the same time he sees you. He is innocent and kindest person ever. The whisper makes you panic even more. There laughs remind you all those days you was humiliated years ago. You gets diary and is about to pass out. AV comes to help you right on time. You just like speechless. His appearance makes you so uncomfortable. His handsome face makes butterflies flying from your stomach. V looking at you so satisfying look. He just staring you from head to tail. But you gets nervous and runs away while you accidentally bumps into the school's most popular guy, Jungkook. He is bidding this poor boy, RM, Suga and rest of the member, staring at you, the Jungkook giving you weird and dangerous look. He and his group members ask her to take off the box. Curious about your look, you get scared too much. All the school kids were looking at you like crazy. Just wanted to disappear from this situation. Jungkook comes nearer to you. You try to run away from there, but he grabs your waist and stopping from you going. He is trying to take off your box, but you refuses to do so. The members surround you and they try forcing it off, are stopped by V. All students and members looking at V trying to defend you. Jungkook and V stare at each other. You stand back to V body, giving scary look to Jungkook. Jungkook nothing understand what happened. Suddenly his tiger. The members decide to solve the conflict outside school. V holds your hand and takes you away. You looking him so stupidly. In the following scene, you is nervously standing in front of the class. The teacher has been told about your condition, so teacher requests the students to respect your privacy. But being typical teenagers, they start to bully you, urging you to show them your face. V is also in the same class, and he is angered by his classmates' behavior. You quietly walks to the last seat and stays with your head down most of the time. During the lunch break, you goes to the cafeteria looking for your brother but cannot find him anywhere. The students do not stop staring and talking about you. A pair of guys see you eating with the box on your head and force you to take it off. Everyone sees them bullying but laughs instead of helping. Eventually, you leaves your food unfinished and runs outside to crying. You are alone in the playground. V suddenly appears beside you. He's simply looking at you, and he then shares his sandwich with you because you couldn't eat earlier. You feels a lot more comfortable talking to V. After that, you both joke around and laugh, but then you says that you won't be coming to school. Next day, V declares that he is your friend and urges you to come even if it's only for him. You feels a lot more comfortable talking to V. After that, you both joke around and laugh, but then Jungkook is watching all this. Jimin tells Jungkook's ear why V is supporting this crazy girl, who is coming to school wearing only the box. Jungkook is not having a problem. He just wants to see your face. After school, V and the bully Jungkook meet as they had promised. V insults Jungkook for always bullying students. AK punch V nose so hard, and he is bleeding. After punch, V also fights back with an equally powerful blow. You are making your way back home when you witnesses them wrestling. Suddenly the police arrive and the guys have to separate. Jungkook sees you on his way out and pulls you along with him. After running off to a quiet area, Jungkook forces the box off your head in a kinetic scene. JK lays eyes upon your face and is left speechless at the sight, but you thinks that he is staring at you because you are ugly. The memories of your past trauma keep playing in your head and you passes out. When you finally wakes up, you finds yourself in the hospital bed without your box. You immediately starts to panic and has to be given a face mask to calm down. Father is very sorry that he forced you to go to school, blames himself for getting you hospitalized, and allows you to stay home as you wanted. To everyone's surprise, you declares that you wants to return to school only because you wants to take revenge on Jungkook for forcing you to take the box off. The following day, Jungkook is on his own thinking about you. He is confused as to why you cover up your face when you are so beautiful. Just then you arrives and slaps him in the face for what he did yesterday. When remaining members try to get close to you, Jungkook stops them. He yet again tries to take your face mask off, but is stopped by V. They get into another fight because of you, but you stops them both and brings them aside. Now news about the two handsome guys fighting for the box head girl has circulated around the school. You yells at V and Jungkook for making my life even more difficult. When V says he only wanted to help, Jungkook is sure that V is attracted to you. Also senses that Jungkook is trying to get with you and asks him if it is true. Jungkook denies it, calling you ugly. The comment reminds your trauma and makes you fall unconscious again. V helps you while Jungkook is left behind jealous. K is also indirectly starting liking you. The next day you goes back to your insecure phase. You refuses out of your room or talk to anyone. Your father and Kai are discussing what they can do to help you when someone calls them from outside their house. Jungkook has come to apologize his mistake, but Kai refuses to let him in, accusing him of sending you back to spiral of depression. The next morning V comes to cheer you up, but you refuses to let V inside your room. Upon his repeated request, you wears a face mask. Surprised, he has made duck box that you can use to cover your face. You cannot help but burst out laughing at the sight. He has also made a duck helmet for himself. You both wear yours respective headgear and go to start a bond called Daft Punk. Actually both just eat together. V promises to take care of you and convinces you to come back to school the next morning. V drives you to school with him. When you are alone, Jungkook approaches you and tries to apologize but Kai disturbs them and sends him away. Later during class, a girl named Elisa approaches you and asks you for a favor. It turns out that a rumor about you and Jungkook dating has been circulating around the school. Since he might listen to her, Elisa wants you to stop him bullying people. You denies having anything to do with him and storms away. Even during the lunch break, a crowd of people ask you for similar favors, but you turns them all down. But then you is informed that Jungkook beating your brother. On running to check up on him, you find Jungkook friends beating him to the ground. AK makes them stop and claims that Kai started the fight. Furious, you calls him out for being a thief who bullies weak students for money, homework, for personal gain. With no other way to help everyone, you takes the box off and reveals your face. Everyone is shocked at the sight. Later you hugs V, crying that everyone saw you today. He is surprised to see you for the first time but focuses on calming you. Instead, later at Kai shows you all the comments under a picture. One posted of you, although the comments are positive, it doesn't convince you that you are beautiful. Then you enters your room and sees the window is open. Jungkook appears out of nowhere and asks you to be quiet. Jungkook apologizes for calling you ugly and admits that you is in fact the most beautiful girl he has ever seen. Jungkook comes nearer to you, dragging your waist. The hair on your face pushes back your ear and kisses on your cheeks.
Sorry, but I love you.
You just freeze like a cube of ice. He is holding your hand. His breathing makes your heart beats, then as usual his eyes makes you hypnotized. He just hugged you so tight. You don't know why you start crying because what you felt in your past life. His strong arm is surrounded like protecting you. That vibes you never feels before. Tapping your head trying to comfort you. He then leave you your bed, but not wanted to him let go. After he leaves, his words keep on repeating in your mind.